Have you noticed that your morning erections have slowly faded, and deep down, you're afraid they might never return? Many of the men I see carry that quiet fear for years before they ever speak about it. They brush it off as stress, as aging, or as something they just have to accept. But that belief is not only wrong, it's silently robbing you of vitality and confidence. I've worked with countless men who came to me convinced their best years were behind them. Some were in their 50s, others in their 70s, but the story was always the same. The mornings were empty, and so was the hope that things could ever change. One patient in his 60s told me, "It's been almost 5 years. I thought that part of my life was over." He was certain his body had shut down until we tried something simple, and within weeks, his mornings looked completely different. The truth is, your body isn't broken, it's simply underfueled. Testosterone circulation repair, all of it requires raw materials. Without the right building blocks, your system slows down. But when you give it what it's missing at exactly the right time, the results can feel almost miraculous. And no, I'm not talking about expensive prescriptions or risky procedures. The solution is hiding in plain sight right in your kitchen. Oils. The right oils taken before bed can work with your body's natural rhythm, like fueling up the engine just before the night shift begins. I know it sounds too simple to believe, and that's exactly why most men overlook it. But when you understand the science behind it and when you hear the results I've witnessed firsthand, you'll see why this approach is so powerful. In fact, some men notice their mornings returning in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. So if you've been lying awake at night wondering if that part of your life is gone forever, stay with me, because what I'm about to share may change how you see your body's potential to recover and thrive. When men first confess to me that their mornings feel empty, I always ask them one simple question. Do you know when your body actually produces testosterone? Most expect me to say during the day when you're active. But the truth is, the factory works at night. Between about 10 p.m. and circa 2 a.m., your body is in full production mode, repairing tissue balancing hormones and building the foundation for tomorrow's energy and performance. Now, here's the problem. If your body doesn't have the right raw materials during that critical window, the night shift is left standing around with empty hands. Imagine trying to run a car factory with no steel, no bolts, no electricity. Nothing gets built. That's exactly what happens inside men who wake up without that morning signal of vitality. Their bodies want to produce testosterone, but the shelves are empty. This is where oils come in. Unlike heavy meals or complex supplements, the right oils absorb quickly. They slip directly into your system, providing fatty acids and protective compounds at the exact moment your hormone factory is open for business. Testosterone itself is built from cholesterol and fats. Without them, production stalls. With them, the system roars back to life. And because these oils also fight inflammation and support blood flow, they're not just fueling the factory, they're clearing the roads so delivery trucks can actually reach their destination. And here's what shocks most men: the difference can begin in weeks, not months. Patients who once thought their mornings were gone forever suddenly report changes they can't ignore. But not all oils are equal. And this is where the story gets truly interesting, because one oil in particular has more research behind it than any pill on the market. When men ask me where to start, I always point them toward olive oil. It's the foundation. Think about this: Mediterranean men eat more fat than most Americans, yet study after study shows they have some of the lowest rates of erectile dysfunction in the world. The difference isn't how much fat they eat, it's the type. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the exact building block your body uses to manufacture testosterone. But it doesn't stop there. Olive oil carries powerful polyphenols, natural compounds that act like bodyguards for your hormones. They protect testosterone from being broken down too quickly or converted into estrogen, which is a hidden reason so many men feel weaker with age. In one Argentine study, men who took just 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily saw their testosterone climb by nearly 20% in 3 months. Another trial found that erectile function scores jumped by 20% in just 12 weeks. Those aren't small numbers. Those are results that rival certain prescription drugs. I remember a man in his late 50s who came to me skeptical. He laughed at the idea of a spoon of oil making a difference, but he agreed to try 1 tablespoon an hour before bed, just as I instructed. Within 3 weeks, he called almost embarrassed to admit that his mornings had returned stronger than he expected. The key is quality. It has to be first cold-pressed, bottled in dark glass, ideally with a harvest date. Fresh oil is loaded with the compounds your body craves. You can take it straight like medicine, mix it with lemon juice, or drizzle it on a small piece of bread. Consistency is everything. And while olive oil lays the foundation, there's another oil that surprises almost everyone. It's thick, unusual, and often misunderstood, but when used correctly, it can unclog years of silent inflammation in the pelvis. And that's where things get really interesting. If olive oil is the foundation, then castor oil is the hidden weapon most men never consider. Thick, golden, almost sticky. It looks nothing like the oils we cook with. But inside this unusual liquid lies a compound so powerful, it can reverse years of hidden inflammation in the pelvis. 90% of castor oil is made up of ricinoleic acid, and this fatty acid penetrates deeper into tissues than almost anything else you can swallow. Why does that matter? Because one of the silent killers of male performance isn't just low hormones, it's congestion. Decades of sitting at desks, driving cars, and carrying stress in the lower abdomen all create a backlog of lymphatic fluid, poor circulation, and eventually an inflamed prostate. When blood flow is blocked, no signal from your brain can translate into a strong morning response. I've seen men who were certain their best days were gone experience remarkable turnarounds. One patient in his early 60s admitted he hadn't had a single morning erection in 5 years. He began with just half a teaspoon of organic cold-pressed castor oil mixed in warm milk before bed. By week 3, he returned to me grinning like a teenager. Not only were his mornings back, but he also reported easier urination and less pelvic discomfort. The trick is dosage. Too much castor oil is a laxative, and that's not what we're after. But half to 1 teaspoon nightly nevermore becomes a therapeutic tool for circulation and inflammation. The taste isn't pleasant, I won't pretend it is, but a little honey or warm milk softens it, and the benefits far outweigh the momentary bitterness. And while castor oil clears blockages and restores flow, the next oil takes a completely different approach. It doesn't just unclog, it fuels your system like rocket fuel, keeping your metabolism alive all night long. That's why coconut oil deserves its own spotlight. After clearing blockages with castor oil, many men ask me, what's next? How do I keep things running smoothly? That's where coconut oil comes in. I like to think of it as pure rocket fuel for your metabolism. Unlike other fats that need to be broken down and stored, coconut oil is packed with medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, that your liver converts directly into energy. No detours, no storage, just instant fuel. Here's why that matters. Most men over 50 struggle with a sluggish nighttime metabolism. The engine slows down, hormone production suffers, and by morning, energy is flat. When you take a teaspoon of coconut oil before bed, you're essentially stoking the fire that keeps your system running hot all night long. Your body doesn't just burn it, it uses it for cellular repair and hormone synthesis while you sleep. Coconut oil also brings another gift, lauric acid. This compound has natural antimicrobial properties, helping reduce bacterial inflammation in the gut and urinary tract. And as I remind my patients, less inflammation always equals better blood flow and nerve function. One man told me he was shocked to wake up with more energy than he'd felt in years, describing it as like having coffee before I even got out of bed. Start small, just 1 teaspoon melted into warm tea, or straight from the spoon if you can handle the texture. Over a week or two, you can increase to a tablespoon if your digestion tolerates it. Quality matters here too. Look for virgin cold-pressed coconut oil in a glass jar. It should smell like fresh coconuts. If it doesn't, it's been stripped of the compounds that do the real work. And while coconut oil fuels the engine, there's another oil that acts like a master mechanic, repairing and protecting one of the most overlooked glands in the male body. That oil is dark green, nutty, and loaded with the mineral your testosterone factory cannot function without. I'm talking about pumpkin seed oil. If coconut oil fuels the engine, pumpkin seed oil is like supplying the factory with the most critical mineral it can't run without zinc. And this isn't just a small piece of the puzzle. Zinc is absolutely essential for testosterone production. Your testes hold more zinc than almost any other organ in your body, and without it, the factory simply shuts down. Yet, most men I test are deficient, sometimes severely. That's why pumpkin seed oil is such a game changer. Just 1 tablespoon carries around 4 milligrams of zinc, considering the daily requirement for men is about 11 milligrams. This oil alone can cover more than a third of what your body needs in a form that's paired with healthy fats for maximum absorption. It's like delivering both the bricks and the mortar to the construction site at the same time, but the benefits go even deeper. Pumpkin seed oil is rich in phytosterols compounds that specifically protect and soothe the prostate. Men who use it consistently often report fewer nighttime bathroom trips, a stronger flow, and less pressure in the lower abdomen. I remember one patient who told me he felt 10 years younger simply because he could sleep through the night without being woken up by his bladder. That kind of rest doesn't just feel good, it directly fuels hormone production. The oil itself is pleasant with a nutty flavor and a deep green color when fresh. A teaspoon or 2 before bed is enough. I often recommend mixing it with a little yogurt or cottage cheese to add protein for overnight muscle repair. Store it cold in a dark bottle. If it looks yellow or pale, it's already lost its power. And while pumpkin seed oil supplies the body with the raw minerals it desperately needs, the next oil takes a more mysterious route. It's been used for over 3,000 years, called the cure for everything but death in ancient texts, and modern science is finally proving why. That oil is black seed oil, and its impact on testosterone is nothing short of remarkable. After years of treating men, I've learned that some of the most powerful remedies are the ones hidden in plain sight. Black seed oil is one of them. For over 3,000 years, it's been called the cure for everything but death in ancient medical texts. And while that sounds exaggerated, the science we have today is confirming just how unique this oil really is. The secret lies in a compound called thymoquinone. Think of it as a shield and a spark for your testosterone factory. As men age, the Leydig cells in the testes, the very cells that produce testosterone, become damaged by oxidative stress, like machinery rusting over time. Thymoquinone not only protects these cells from further damage, it helps them fire back up producing testosterone more efficiently. In one clinical study, men who took black seed oil daily saw their testosterone levels rise by about 20% in just 3 months. Another trial showed improvements in sperm quality, libido, and even erectile function. I remember one patient who was battling both fatigue and low drive. He was skeptical, but agreed to try a teaspoon of organic cold-pressed black seed oil with a bit of honey before bed. By the end of the second month, his energy was back, his mornings had changed, and his confidence returned in a way he hadn't felt in years. The oil itself is strong, peppery, almost bitter. So many men prefer to chase it with water or mix it with honey. The key is quality, organic, cold-pressed, and labeled with at least 1 to 2% thymoquinone content. Anything less won't deliver the results your body deserves. And while black seed oil restores the very cells that make testosterone, there's one final oil that takes a completely different path. Instead of focusing on hormones alone, it strengthens the highways that deliver blood where it's needed most. That oil is fish oil. And without healthy blood vessels, no amount of testosterone can truly do its job. After restoring testosterone production with black seed oil, there's one more step most men overlook, making sure the highways that carry blood are open and flexible. You can have all the testosterone in the world, but if your blood vessels are stiff, clogged, or inflamed, the signal never reaches its destination. That's why I often recommend fish oil as the final piece of the puzzle. Fish oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA and EPA, which act like lubrication for your arteries. They reduce inflammation, keep vessel walls flexible, and improve circulation from head to toe. I often tell my patients testosterone is the fuel, but without smooth highways, that fuel never arrives. Research backs this up. Studies show men who supplement with high-quality fish oil experience improved vascular health, lower inflammation markers, and better erectile performance. One man in his late 60s told me he had always dismissed fish oil as just a heart supplement. But after taking 2 grams before bed for 6 weeks, he noticed not only clearer morning signals, but also sharper focus and less joint pain. His wife even commented that he seemed 10 years younger, not because of one miracle pill, but because better blood flow touched every part of his health. The key here is purity. Fish oil must be pharmaceutical grade tested for mercury and contaminants and stored in dark bottles or capsules in the refrigerator. 2 to 3 grams an hour before bed is enough. And taking it at night actually reduces that unpleasant fishy repeat some men complain about. Now with 7 oils on the table, you might be wondering, should you take them all? The truth is, no man needs to down every oil each night. The real magic lies in how you combine and rotate them, and that's where the protocol becomes powerful. By now you may be wondering, should I line up all 7 bottles and gulp them down every night? The answer is no. More is not always better. In fact, when it comes to these oils, the real power lies in rhythm rotation and consistency. Here's how I guide my patients. Week 1, start simple, choose 1 oil. Most men begin with olive oil because it's familiar and easy to tolerate. Take 1 tablespoon about an hour before bed every night without fail. This first week is about building consistency and giving your body a steady supply of raw materials. Many men report better sleep almost immediately, even before the more obvious morning improvements show up. In week 2, add a second oil or rotate. For example, olive oil on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, pumpkin seed oil on Tuesday and Thursday, coconut oil on Saturday. This approach gives your body a variety of compounds while avoiding overload. Think of it like cross-training at the gym. Different muscles get worked on different days, and the results add up. By week 3, you'll have a sense of how your body responds. Some men settle into 2 oils they love and use them consistently. Others prefer a full rotation of 3 or 4 oils, hitting different mechanisms: olive oil and black seed for hormone production, castor oil for inflammation, coconut oil for metabolism, pumpkin seed oil for prostate health, and fish oil for circulation. I often call this the power combination. Now let's talk results. In the first week, most men notice deeper sleep and morning energy returning. By week 2 or 3, morning erections become more frequent, maybe not every day, but enough to prove the system is waking up. By weeks, 4 to 6 improvements are consistent: firmer mornings, better response during intimacy, and a steady rise in daily energy. By month 3, many of my patients tell me they feel 5 to 10 years younger, not just in the bedroom, but in how they carry themselves through the day. The secret is consistency. Skipping nights, constantly switching, or expecting instant miracles will rob you of results. But when you treat this as a nightly ritual, just as natural as brushing your teeth, you give your body the fuel, protection, and rhythm it needs to restore what you thought was gone forever. And yet, as powerful as these oils are, they don't work in isolation. When combined with simple lifestyle habits, hydration, exercise, sunlight, and better sleep hygiene, the results are amplified dramatically. Let me show you the practices that can take your progress from good to unstoppable. One thing I always remind my patients is this: oils can open the door, but your daily habits decide how far you walk through it. The men who see the fastest, most dramatic changes are the ones who combine these natural oils with simple, powerful routines that cost nothing and require no prescription. First, hydration. Your blood is the delivery system, and when you're dehydrated, it's like trying to move traffic through a highway packed with mud. I recommend drinking half your body weight in ounces of water each day. Stop 2 hours before bed to avoid unnecessary bathroom trips, but make hydration a non-negotiable. Second, pelvic floor strength. Kegel exercises aren't just for women. When men learn to contract the same muscles they'd use to stop urination hold for 5 seconds, then release, they build strength in the very foundation of erections. 20 reps a day can make a noticeable difference in firmness and control. Third, sunlight. 20 minutes of morning light within an hour of waking helps regulate your circadian rhythm and stimulates testosterone production naturally. I've had patients tell me they felt a clear energy shift after just a week of early sunlight exposure. It's free, it's simple, and it sets the stage for everything else. Finally, protect your sleep. Blue light from late-night screens suppresses melatonin, which is critical for hormone balance. I advise turning off devices an hour before bed, or at least wearing blue light blockers. Remember, your oils are only as effective as the quality of your sleep. When these habits line up with nightly oils, the results aren't just added, they're multiplied. Men tell me they not only regain morning vitality, but also sharper focus, calmer moods, and renewed confidence in daily life. And while these practices are free, let's be honest, investing in high-quality oils does have a cost. But here's where the math gets shocking, because when you compare the price of oils to medications or hormone therapy, the difference is staggering. Whenever I lay out this plan for men, one of the first questions they ask is, but how much is this going to cost me? And I get it. Health solutions are often expensive, but here's the truth. High-quality oils usually run between $40 and $60 a month. That breaks down to less than $2 a day. For something that can restore confidence, intimacy, and energy, that's a bargain. Now compare that to the alternatives. Erectile dysfunction pills can cost $30 to $60 per dose. That means just one night of performance could cost you more than an entire month of oils. Why testosterone replacement therapy? $200 to $500 a month, often with side effects and long-term dependency. And the most costly option of all, accepting decline as inevitable, watching your energy, confidence, and relationships slowly slip away. Oils require no prescription, carry virtually no serious side effects, and support more than just performance. They improve heart health, sharpen the mind, reduce inflammation, and may even extend lifespan. In other words, you're not only investing in better mornings, you're investing in your future. And here's the part I love most: these oils don't just fix one problem, they give your body the building blocks to restore itself naturally in ways medications can't replicate. But cost is only half the story. The real question is this: are you ready to give your body 30 days of consistent support to see what it's truly capable of? So let's bring everything together. We've talked about the oils that fuel hormone production, protect the prostate, reduce inflammation, and keep blood vessels flexible. We've gone over how to rotate them, how to pair them with simple lifestyle habits, and why the results can feel like turning back the clock 5 or even 10 years. The message is simple: your body is not broken. It's waiting for the right support to do what it was designed to do. If there's one thing I want you to take away, it's this: decline is not inevitable. I've seen too many men prove to themselves that with consistency, the right nutrition, and just a few simple changes, mornings can return, energy can rise, and confidence can be rebuilt. And it doesn't just affect you, it transforms relationships, restores intimacy, and brings back a part of life many thought was gone forever. Now here's my advice to you. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 oils and commit to 30 days. Support those oils with hydration, sunlight, sleep, and a little movement. Track how you feel and celebrate the progress you notice along the way. You'll be amazed at what your body is capable of when given the chance. If this video helped you, save it so you can come back and review the protocol anytime. And make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and share it with someone who might need this message. I post new science-based health insights every week focused on men's health and vitality, and you won't want to miss them. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of today's message resonated with you the most? Drop your answer in the comments, because your story might inspire another man who's been silently struggling